My heart was racing, my palms were sweaty, and my stomach was tied in knots as I approached 654 Madison Avenue 2 Decembers ago. I tried to laugh at the doorman's joke that he told every time I entered the building, but that day my mind was just not there. I was trying too hard to steady my trembling hand. I was nervous that I was making a big mistake. Before I continue, let me give you a little bit of background. I'm the safest person I know. As a child, I was the one who was worried about getting hurt or making too big a splash as I jumped in the pool at swim lessons. My comfort zone is pretty small, and needless to say, Risk and I don't really get along. I like to joke that I'm okay with change just as long as it doesn't happen when I'm around. Getting back to my story, as I entered the elevator, I pressed the button for the 18th floor. That day, it seemed to take forever, and I was left alone with my thoughts, which was terrifying. Was I making the right decision? Should I leave the safety and security of my full-time job to go back to school full-time? Should I leave a job where my boss was the founder of the nonprofit, who was also co-chairman of the board of Activision Blizzard, and singularly paid for my salary as well as the organization with his family foundation? Yes, I needed to make a change, and it needed to happen today. Even though I had started business school part-time in the fall, I still felt stuck in a monotonous routine with no growth in sight, trapped in what felt like 3, 4, maybe even 5 years before I finished business school one class at a time. No, I needed to make a change, and it needed to happen today. I got off the elevator, and Brian's secretary ushered me to the couch that I had sat at so many times before to review the latest research report or strategy for the next year. But this time was different, and Brian knew it. As he walked in, he placed his cell phone face down on the left side of the table. In the 3 years that I had worked there, he had always had his cell phone right next to his right hand face up so that he could check the time or respond to pressing business emails. I knew he knew that something was up. I cleared my throat, and he asked why I had called the meeting. I explained that I had decided that I was going to go back to business school full-time, and that meant that I had to leave the JDCA. He paused and asked if I had already registered for classes. I said that I had registered for classes for January, and that I had to leave in the next 3 weeks. He said he was going to miss me and that the JDCA was sad to see me go, but he understood that I needed to do what was best for my future. He asked that I talk with my manager the next day and make sure that the transition was smooth and that I trained my replacement. As I got back in the elevator, I sighed with relief. Weeks of apprehension and dread seemed to melt away. You know what's funny about Risk? We often build it up in our head and we think about all that can go wrong. But what we don't think about is all that can go right. I talked with my manager the next day, and he said that they couldn't replace me, so that if I wanted to stay, they would work around my schedule. Taking that risk that day showed me that I am valuable, and sometimes I need to speak up. 2 years ago, I felt like I was a hamster running in a wheel with no end in sight. Today, I see the end, and I couldn't be more excited for the next adventure.